everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is April, and today I am celebrating hitting 200 subscribers as I'm recording this video. Thank you so much to those who supported me and my channel so far, and honestly, just thank you so much. It means the whole world to me. It's so amazing that I'm able to reach this goal. But in this video, I'm going to be covering how I came to terms with myself as an artist, and now I was okay with how I draw and how I work within my comfort zone and how I push through that, because I want to give other artists or beginning artists that security that I didn't have when I was getting started. That type of security that makes them feel safe and makes them feel okay as who they are as an artist and all that great stuff. So if you enjoyed today's video, please drop a like and subscribe. Comment down below any other video you want to see next, and let's get started. So one of my first tips I actually try to come to terms with, and something that I still a little bit struggle with today, is online tutorials on like how to do eyes, how to do heads, how to do this and that, and kind of concerning myself with copying that person's art style. Which I wanted to say there is no such thing as stealing someone's art styles. I can point out so many like creative artists of our day who have similar art styles, and people claim that they're copying. There is no such thing as copying art style. Your art style is going to look similar, and I think that's something that a lot of younger artists struggle with. It's that they're trying to make their art style look exactly like the person that they're referencing, or like their actual reference in general, that's something that tripped me up when I was getting started. I used to follow so many artists and try to replicate their style or replicate how they do certain things, which honestly made me like regress as an artist. There's something wrong with following the tutorial, but one way I recommend on how to follow a tutorial is to gather up a bunch of tutorial that is focused on one thing, like heads, eyes, hands, anatomy, stuff like that, and then Frankenstein it together. Like, you take this from an artist, and then you use and apply that, and then you use another artist tutorial and you go and apply that, because I struggled with it so much. I'm trying to make my art style to look like one thing that it's not, trying to make it look like this artist and also this artist, rather than being comfortable and just drawing in my own art style like I am today. Like, this also comes into my next topic, which is be okay and be open with yourself. Being open with yourself as an artist can really help you. I would like to describe my art style as more semi-realism, if that makes sense. It's definitely not realism, but it's semi-realism. So I still have that cartoonish kind of self-preservation within my art style, but it's still a little realistic and nothing SpongeBob-like or stylized, what I was trying to say, I guess. And for the longest time, I did not like realism. I thought it was super talented that people could draw realistically, but I thought that drawing realistically like held me back as a person, which it didn't. I was just being picky and not being open, like I said before, and getting upset when I didn't get the art style that I wanted out of it, rather than just being open to try new things and being open to criticism, because a lot of people would tell me that, hey, if you practice realism, your stylization would become better. And I did not listen to that, like, at all. So I just kept going and going without listening to the advice that people were giving me, and just practicing the basics first and then moving on to kind of that anime-ish style. If you look at my TikTok, you can kind of see me doing that, and then kind of slowly progress to see me going to more of a semi-realism style, which I'm kind of glad that I switched over. It's so much, like, it's a lot fun to do than what I was doing earlier, and there's no shame of wanting to have a non-realistic style. There's no shame in that at all. If that's what you want to do, you're more than welcome to do that, and you should do and draw what makes you happy as a person, nothing that would that makes other people feel comfortable. which leads into my next point, which I'm doing pretty good with these transitions, honestly, is that when you're online, you're going to have to be okay with the fact that not everybody is going to be receptive towards you, and that you should draw for yourself and never change your art style just for some views. Because if people really liked your art style, they would have stayed. They would have interacted with your content, and they would have supported you. And which I think is something wrong within the art community, especially on TikTok, because not only is TikTok a hell site just in general, no matter what niche that you decide to take a path on, you can do gaming, you can do literally lifestyle content, and there will always be some type of negative stigma and stuff like that. And art's negative stigma on the app is being an art trend, quote unquote, where that one trend where like this one artist made their face too long and it's a rendering process. It's something in that vein. Some of them are meant to be funny, some of them are just straight up bullying, and others are just not good. But a lot of people change their art styles in order to avoid getting bullied, and obviously bullying is wrong. I'm not saying that you should take it, but that's just going to happen. Like, being bullied on the internet is something that's just going to happen once in your life, and I wish it never existed, but in the end of the day, that's just going to happen. And I think something that I learned from being on TikTok is that if you cannot handle hate comments, and if you cannot handle the fact that people are just genuinely just evil, especially if you're posting on Twitter or on TikTok, I wouldn't worry so much about Twitter if you know that Twitter is brain dead, but TikTok is a whole new level of brain dead rudeness, I guess you can say. I would not recommend posting and then keeping your comments on. Keep your comments off, and which is something I wish I'd done when I was younger, because when I was younger, I had a very big following, actually, 5,000 followers on my TikTok, but I all lost it because I got banned for going back and forth with people that did not received well for me using Prismacolor for the first time, and me being just genuinely just bullied off the app. And this happened multiple times, actually. My other account that had 1,000 followers on it got removed because, again, I didn't learn how to just straight up just ignore those type of people that are just going to keep hating and being rude and being disrespectful to you no matter what. So I think younger artists should either turn off their comments when they start posting on the internet, or just learn to be just okay with the fact that some people are just not going to like your art, and just respond with a simple okay, or just ignore it entirely. Because at the end of the day, they're helping boosting your content by being mean. They're not helping themselves. One last thing to say is that be okay with the fact that you're going to make a mistake. Be okay with the fact that when you're trying out a new medium, when you're trying out a new art style, when you're just trying out anything new in general, even if it's a new sketchbook, be okay with the fact that you're going to not make something that you're not going to like. For example, when I am doing this drawing that I'm doing right now, I thought the pose was too difficult, and I told myself, this might not turn out how I want, but I'm okay with that because at least I tried. You're not going to show your sketchbook to anyone, or unless you are, but I highly doubt that anyone is. No one's going to see it. Sometimes you're just going to have to be okay with mistakes and being okay with not doing something right. And that's why I feel like I wish I had this advice when I was starting out, because I feel like I could have been so much better at coloring and having better sketchbook spreads if I'd stopped just worrying about if it looks good enough to post, if it looks good enough to show to my friends, my family, and just be like, hey, is this good enough for April? Is this good enough for her, not for other people? Because it wraps back to what I said earlier, is that you're going to draw for yourself. You're not drawing for TikTok, draw for yourself. And honestly, just to be okay with yourself with making mistakes in your sketchbook, because you're not obligated to show anyone. And I highly doubt anyone is actually going to show your sketchbook to anybody that's not close to you. So always draw for yourself and to be ready for those mistakes. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope my tips helped you out for those beginner artists that watch my videos. And I want to thank you so much for 200 subscribers again. I'm so happy. I'm so pleased with myself, and thank you for all the support that you guys have given me, and I can't wait to see what the future beholds for me and my channel. And yeah, if you enjoyed today's video, please like, subscribe, comment down below what you want to see next, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.